Welcome to the Rich Flow of Life podcast. Join Valerie Kanay, the award-winning authority author, as she takes you on a journey for your personal evolution. Valerie Kanay talks to enlightened featured guests who hold the keys to unlock your unique life situation. They each bring to the table their very powerful personal spin to inspire and empower you to learn to step up your game into the rich flow of life.
Well, hello, I'm Valerie Kanay, and today our featured guest is Laurie K Grant, who I'm so proud, pleased, and honored to have joining us. You see, Laurie is so savvy, and she's an awesome person, and I just love her from the beginning. She's a business strategist, an international speaker, and a very, very forward, straight-thinking thought leader. So let me tell you a little bit more about her. Laurie is the award-winning international best-selling author of the book entitled Create Calm from Chaos. And it's all about the 7 ways to maximize profit and minimize loss. Laurie has over 20-some years in affecting and perfecting the systems and business structures that addresses the root causes to find the best possible solutions to complex challenges that businesses, corporations, and the likes face. She's even worked with Fortune top 50s corporations, multinationals, mid-sized, and government entities. Now, also, Laurie is the founder and the CEO of her business, Future Wave Group, and she's a pro with client consultations, environmental changes, managing profits, and much, much more we're going to find all about on this podcast to make the day run smooth and flow, like we call the rich flow of life. So in my opinion, Laurie is the queen of efficiency and effective communications and human relations. And on that note, welcome, Laurie, to our program.
Thank you, Valerie. I'm very honored to be here today.
It is such a delight to have you, Laurie. I've waited such a long time to bring you on and have you share all about yourself and your book. You know, and I have read somewhere where you wrote, and I want you to expand on this before we get into your book. I saw where you'd written something one time that we're in a knowledge revolution today, and there's no getting around that. And I just want you to expound on it from the headset. What do you mean about that?
Okay, so 100 years ago, we were in what was called the Industrial Revolution. And that is where we started to make machines to do work for us. But now we have all those machines. And a knowledge revolution means that we're now sharing and learning and creating from our experiences and using that to teach and share with others. So they call it intellectual property when you take something such as my book and down your thoughts and ideas and then share that so that it may help others to learn and grow.
Okay, so that's what it's all about, being proactive rather than reactive. Okay, gotcha. That's awesome. So I'm curious to know, you named the book Create Calm from Chaos. And that's such an interesting title, and I actually love it. Create Calm from Chaos. Tell me where that title come from. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, in my time over the years in a variety of business environments, I've seen a lot of chaos. And when the winds of change, come, if you don't have a really solid business foundation and structures and systems in place, then it's really easy to get washed out. So I just honestly believe that we need to understand that problems are only solutions looking to be found. Some of them just take a little longer than others. We have to have faith, and we have to have a solid foundation so that when life or your business gets rocky and buffeted around, you're not going to crumble and fall down. You'll be able to stand strong and carry on.
Carry on. I love that. So now we are going to dig in deep about this subject matter here and talk about the business. And I love that, Lord. you should be able to carry on regardless. It doesn't matter. You have to keep going. And so business owners, this is important for them to grasp that concept, because as your personal life struggles and your business life struggles and the challenges that we know we have to meet and greet to make our day-to-day responsibilities happen, this is the very reason why you wrote the book, Create Calm from Chaos. So now that we have an idea about the title of the book, just let's dig in deep and talk about some of the comprehensive strategies that they can easily implement to make the money in the business. You want to share on that just a bit?
Well, one of the biggest things that I want people to understand is that it's not just your clients that you want to provide wow experiences for so that they keep coming back and they're loyal to you. You want to provide those experiences for your employees. You want to empower them so that they feel valued and validated and acknowledged. And you also want to do this with your vendors. And you want to learn about your employees, your vendors, and your clients just as much as you want them involved in what you're doing, so that you're all a synergistic team, lifting and growing as you climb. We need to change business and do it in a way that has heart and that shows that we are connected and supporting as we go about our stuff.
Gotcha. So it's the whole structure from the top to the bottom that you're talking, because I know, as you shared with me, we have to do this, business owners, because after all, you're trying to get your cash register to ring.
Right.
It's all about making the money and of being a service while you're making the money, because that's why people are in business, Lord, to turn a profit. Let's be honest about that. So you have to have the correct systems in place in order to do that. So what do you think is the largest, you've written about in your book, the 50% organization of your success depends on 50%. What is that all about?
Well, so 50% means that you need to have your structures and systems in place so that everything flows smoothly. I'm going to use an example of a publishing business, and you're doing an anthology and you want to bring in authors, and you need to get bios, and you need to get their chapters, and you need to get their money. And when you onboard these authors, you need to do it the same way every time so that it is consistent, because that's part of providing the wow experience for them.
Okay, consistency.
So, yeah. So, for instance, in this particular example, maybe you don't have the same agreement with each author. Maybe you don't give them the same directions, and then it's inconsistent, it's disorganized, and it doesn't flow smoothly.
Gotcha. So organization is a big piece of the puzzle.
It is.
Awesome. So it looks like also another key point you had was the fear of the change. And, more importantly, businesses have to be ready to change in order to, get the success that most people seek out about. What do you expand on that?
Well, a lot of us are afraid of what we don't know. And there's a couple of different types of fear. One is fear of changing. We want to hang on to what's familiar, taking the same route to and from our business every day, doing it the same way every day. People are also afraid of failure, and they're also afraid, believe it or not, of success. And my way of looking at fear is face everything and rise. And we live in a global economy now. It's not just your country anymore. And we have to be prepared to change when necessary in order to stay vital as a business and to serve the customers that need what you have to offer.
What you have to offer, that is so key, because that's what it's all about, that dynamic relationship between you and your customer and your client that has to be matched and made it up perfectly in order for it to work efficiently. Laurie, and then you also cover some of the environmental factors that are involved in making things flow and go.
So there's two ways to look at environmental factors. One of them is internal and the other one is external. When we talk about external, it's what's going on in the marketplace. What is your competition? What are they doing? How can you do something similar but different? How can you stand out? But when we talk about internal, it's the clutter. That's a physical clutter, or maybe it's digital clutter. You don't have a data strategy in place. You are keeping information longer than you need to. Maybe you're not collecting the right information that you should be having. It can also be product clutter. Maybe your products are outdated and you should be discounting them and moving them off the shelves if you're in a brick and mortar business, to make room for new products that your customers want, because that's the way that, the marketplace has changed. So there's a variety of things that you need to look at in order to be efficient and perform as well as you can.
Wow, Laurie, you really cut through the chase on giving out this valuable content. And you even have projects and things involved where you go step by step in your book, right?
That's correct. Because it's just like when you want to clean your house, you clean your garage. You can't change everything all at once. So in your business, you want to say, here's my vision, here's my values, and I've decided these are my goals for this year, and they're aligned to my vision and my values. But it may be a really big undertaking, and it's much easier if you can break it down into smaller projects that you can manage, that have milestones that you can keep track of on your way through it.
And you teach this?
I certainly can.
Wow. So you have the effective project plans and the strategies to put in place. There's no guesswork involved, right?
That's correct. You got it.
Awesome. So they can, actively manage the projects in their business. So it's not like something you have to figure out. This is what Laurie has strategically done over years and put all this together. Then to take all the hard work out for you to make it a no-brainer. You just follow the systems and structures that she have in place, and you would find that you can have a merry way about your business. And that's what we all want, Laurie. Really, it's an easier way to make things work out in our businesses, whether we're like myself, a startup, or whether we've been around a little while or for a long time. We want to be able to have things move through, easily and freely for us. So what is the relationship, Laurie, when people have between the owners and their clients? There's a number of clients that you bring in and shows how successfully, to communicate with their target market. What is that all about, being able to communicate really cool with your target market?
Well,
happy clients.
Again, you have to be very clear about your values and your vision and who you are, what your company is, and what purpose is it serving. And then you have to identify, what are those clients that will require what you have to offer? Where do they go? Maybe, you're marketing to them through LinkedIn. Maybe it's Facebook. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's not social media. Maybe it's picking up the phone and calling people and saying, look, I'm here. This is what I have to offer. Can I get to know you and see whether there's a match? Maybe it's going to networking meetings, but it's the way that you connect with their clients and finding out what it is that they need and whether you've got something that you can provide for them. And you really want to make them feel like the king, because without them, you don't have a paycheck.
So true. And it's equally important, Laurie, also to have this type of relationship with the vendors.
It is. And that's one of the things that a lot of us miss, that you can actually, if you get to understand your vendor's business as well as your own, then you can work out deals and make it so that you're both helping each other grow your business at the same time. And you can really become partners in growth. And that's important. And that allows you to service your clients well. If you don't have a good relationship with your vendor, and especially if you're relying on them, for delivery of products that you can give to your customer, and your relationship isn't good, and you're not getting your products on time, well, that doesn't provide a wow experience for your clients.
Absolutely. And it's all about providing that wow experience to have everybody happy and engaged, valuing all those concerns. That is key and very important. Like you say, from the clients to the employees to the vendors, everybody concerned. I mean, it's all a global community. And I like when you said that earlier, that we now live in a global time. It's not even about time, distance, and space anymore, because we can connect by Skype. We're doing business international with various countries and everything. So it is necessary. You're right. It's a revolution. That just means that it's time to make the required changes. That's all, right?
That's correct.
Laura, go ahead.
One of the things that I want to say is when you know your business inside out and you're able to document it and see exactly how the work flows through your organization, and what are the touch points when it comes time to make changes, then it's much easier to say, okay, I have to take this job role and split it apart, and it maybe, this piece of my business disappears and I create a new piece. But it's so much easier to do when you already have that map of what your business is and how it operates.
Awesome. So once again, I'll reiterate, Laurie, this is what you said. I'm just saying your words. That's why it's important for you to do reality checks regularly, to make sure your business is on the right track, and to make the right changes at the right time. And those changes are required. Those are your words. I'm just repeating them that you had wrote, and I'm just reading them. So we're winding down our time, and I've had a really fabulous time talking to you. And Laurie is currently available for consultation, speaking, and she's developing classes to teach you to create calm from chaos business model, which will provide everything we've talked about and more. A solid foundation that will stand the test of time during the stormy seasons of change. So now, Laurie, take this opportunity to tell people how they can get a copy of your wonderful book and meet with you personally to work through all of this.
Well, so my book is available on Amazon.com. It's available on Amazon.ca. It's available on Amazon.uk. I'm not sure about any of the other Amazon sites, but those are the three that I know of for certain. You can also go to my website, which is lauriekgrant.com. It's LaurieKgrant.com. My book is Create Calm from Chaos, 7 Ways to Maximize Profit and Minimize Loss.
Awesome. I've had a really great time. And as Laurie K Grant, the International Business Strategy Consultant and #1 international best-selling author, a global speaker, and a thought leader who support entrepreneurs who are ready to create calm from chaos. Let's get it straightened out, folks. And this is the go-to authority to get that done, to start your business on the right foot, with her insights and savvy business skills to help you see your business future right now. Not later, but right now. I like it, Laurie, because you're a now person. You live in the moment right now. I love you, darling. And I don't take lightly that you took your time out to be with us and share all these wonderful things that you've put together for years and years and years. Your life has been diverse. You've gone through a lot. You've done many things, but look at the beauty of what it brought to this planet. I'm so grateful for you and appreciate you so much.
Well, thank you kindly, Valerie, and I really have appreciated the opportunity to do this with you today.
All righty. You're welcome. And on that note, I'm going to say I love you dearly and goodbye.
Bye-bye.
You have been listening to the Rich Flow of Life podcast with host Valerie Kanay. We're most appreciative you took the time to be with us, and thank you. For more action, go subscribe to Valerie Kanay Talks YouTube channel and like us on Facebook at Valerie Kanay Talks and follow us on Twitter at Valerie Kanay. Until next time, we love ya.